There are many great literatures called the Vedas, which are the ancient, timeless scriptures of India. And there's a Brahma Sutra, or Vedanta Sutra, which is considered to be the summary study of all Vedas in very short codes, which reveal such deep, essential truths. And one of these aphorisms is Anandamayo Bhyashat. Ananda means ecstasy, deep pleasure. Everyone's nature is to seek ecstasy. Whoever we are. Whatever our caste, whatever our religion, whatever our sex, whatever our nationality, whatever our age, whatever our social status, or whatever our species. I remember the first day I was in India. Did I talk about this last time I was here? No? I don't want to have too many reruns. But I was with a lifelong friend named Gary. We began a journey together in the suburbs of Chicago. He convinced me I must come to Europe with him. I didn't want to go. But as soon as he told me that somebody else would pay for me, I was convinced. This was in 1970. So we took a cheap flight, $65 something, to Iceland. How many of you have been to Iceland? And then it went on to Luxembourg. And the first day, our donor was robbed. So we were on our own. And ultimately, I decided to go to India. And I left poor Gary alone in an abandoned cave on the island of Crete, which is near Greece. It's part of Greece today. He was very upset I was just leaving him. I said, come with me. And he said, hitchhiking to India? I'm not going. But I went. So it took 6 months ultimately to reach India. And finally when I arrived, my first day, I was in New Delhi. I'll never forget that. I was walking down this incredible street. It's called Chandi Chowk. Have any of you been to Old Delhi, Chandi Chowk? It's really crowded. It's a culture shock for someone from a suburb of Chicago. There was monkeys jumping around, and there was cows walking around, and there was hogs, and there was goats, and there was hundreds and thousands of human beings, and there was rickshaws, and there was ox carts, and there was all kinds of stalls right on the street selling powders and paints and incense and clothes and all kinds of really, really exotic foods. There was music blaring and people dressed in turbans and saris and all sorts of colors. I was thinking, oh God, I'm in India. Because I had just hitchhiked through Turkey, Iran, Afghanistan, Pakistan, the Middle East, where it wasn't so colorful like this. And somebody came up to me and said, where are you from? What is your educational qualifications? Why have you come to India? So I was politely answering his questions. And he said, would you like something to drink? A healthy refreshment? I said, yes, of course. I haven't eaten in a couple days. And he brought me to this little shop. I sat in the shop, and this man I saw, he just had this really old, torn up cloth wrapped around his waist, and he was wearing nothing else. He was a really big person. And he started rubbing something against a rock, and it became like a brownish green. And he scraped it with his finger off the rock into a glass. Then he dumped some water in the glass. Then he took some powder and put it in and stirred it up and gave it to me. I didn't know what it was. And my friend, my host, he said, "This is very nutritious and it is non-alcoholic." So I drank it. And it was a weird taste. I've never tasted anything like it. But the thing is, I was seriously thirsty. And he said it was good for me. And it was the first thing I ever tasted in India, so this was like a historical moment. So he said, so I drank the whole thing. He said, "Would you like more?" And he ordered another one. I drank it. I drank 4 glasses of it. And then he said goodbye. And I went back into the streets, and I'm bumping into all these people, and I'm walking. But before I left, I said, "What is this?" And he said, "This is called Bong." I never heard the word before. Bong sounds quite like it would sound good. So I walked for a few minutes, and then bong. I was totally intoxicated. I didn't know that it was a resin from cannabis, a hashish and marijuana plant, in liquid form. And I didn't know at the time that 1 glass of that makes you totally stoned. I drank 4 glasses. And previously, when I was in Afghanistan, I was in a den of these hashish addicts, and I vowed to never take intoxications for the rest of my life. Here I was. Can you hear better? Okay, I was censored from this story. So, it was terrible. I became totally paranoid. Absolutely disoriented, and cows are walking into me, and hogs and pigs are walking into me. And goats are poking me with their horns, and rickshaws are bumping into me, and people are I'm bouncing through people. And I just wanted to get out of there. I started thinking everyone is looking only at me. And a lot of people actually were looking at me. It wasn't a total hallucination. I was hallucinating, but that was not a hallucination. Because here I was a 19-year-old American boy with long hair halfway down my back, and I was just bumping all over the place, totally intoxicated in Old Delhi. And I felt like I was dying. I just wanted to get to the end of the road. Somehow I wanted to get to the end of that road. I saw several blocks down, there was an incredible ancient stone fort called the Red Fort, built by Shah Jahan. I think it was in the 15th or 16th century. So I finally made it there. And then the bomb was actually raising to a higher peak of intoxication. And I saw this little old man playing this gourd instrument. He was blowing into it. And it was making this really hypnotic music. And then this big man with a red turban and black clothes, he opened up these baskets surrounding the instrument. And snakes started coming. Cobras. They raised their hoods. They were kind of going back and forth. Looked like they were dancing. And I was thinking, this is really India. Because I wasn't only on the spiritual quest, I was also, in my own way, I was sightseeing. Even though I had no money and I had no companion, I was interested in understanding different cultures and different traditions and different lifestyles. I heard about snake charmers. Now it's for real. I'm seeing snake charmers. And then that big guy with the turban, he picked up the lid of one basket and took out this gigantic, thick serpent. And everyone kind of moved back. There was a circle of maybe 100 people watching all this. And then he came up and wrapped the serpent around me. It was some kind of constrictor. But he went from my waist and he circled around my arms like this, and he circled around my neck, and his face was right in front of my face. He looked in my eyes, and his tongue was going flittering in and out, this forked tongue, and he really looked like he didn't like me. So, do you want to hear the story? I said, but I don't have any rupees. And the man just very casually said, then he will stay on you, and walked away. And meanwhile, it became a real attraction. More and more people started coming around and watching this American boy with a snake around him. And I guess about a half hour, I remember thinking if my mother and father were to see me today, they would not survive. I didn't know if I would. Finally, some very nice old man bargained with him, gave him 10 rupees, and the man chanted a mantra. This big snake man chanted a mantra, and the snake came into his arms, slithered into his arms, and then he put it back in the basket. And I ran across the street. Because I didn't want to see the next act. I was thinking, this is my first day in India. I risked my life so many times to come there. And then I saw people eating some candy. I never saw candy like this. It was really a strange looking red kind of candy. They were just like... I was exploring what people eat, and they say, would you like one? It was in Hindi, and yes, of course. I was really hungry. And so they put, and my mouth was on fire. Something I had never seen before in my life. It was a red hot chili pepper. And I ate the whole thing at once. I never tasted one before. And I started crying, and I felt like my breaths and my ears were melting. I was perspiring, and they were all laughing at me. And I ran away. And anyways, gradually the bong subsided, and I was sober. And I was walking down that same old street. I didn't have a place to stay. I didn't know anyone. I was just walking, just wondering what destiny would bring me. So another man came up to me and asked me, what is your name? Same old questions. And he said, would you like dinner? I said, yes, I would love dinner. I was really hungry. All I had all day was bong and a chili. Took me to the sidewalk cafe, which was kind of, everything was like sidewalk cafe. It was just tables on the roadside. Then he ordered something, and then the food came. And while I was sitting there, something very special happened. There was a cow, a beautiful white mother cow, glistening eyes. And she was with her little calf. The calf was jumping around and playing, and the mother was licking it and trying to keep it safe. It's just right in the middle of the street, in a city of about 10 million people. And the calf was so playful and so sweet, and the mother was so concerned. She was constantly looking at the calf and getting up to protect it from danger. And finally, the cow sat and laid down just inches away from where I was sitting. And the calf started drinking the cow's milk while she was laying, and the cow was licking the calf, and the calf was licking the cow. And I was thinking, because in my life, brought up in northern Illinois, it's the closest I had ever been to a cow and calf. Otherwise, you're driving down the highway and you see them in pastures from a distance. And I was thinking, what a beautiful relationship of motherly love. And I was just charmed by them. And every now and then, the calf would come up and start licking me, and even chewing on my pants. And I was thinking, she likes me. I'm very affectionate. Then the food came, and I'm eating. I was really eating, I was hungry. And my host said, would you like to know what it is? I said, yes, please. He said, this is sabji, vegetable. This is dal, lentil soup. This is chawal, rice. This is chutney, condiment. And I said, what is this on the rice? He said, this is meat. I was looking at the cow. It was the first time in my entire life I made the connection. The cow was looking at me, the calf was looking at me, I was looking at them. And it was also it was almost a supernatural kind of situation. I was thinking back when I was a little boy. I grew up with a dog named Kippy, a German Schnauzer. He lived 16 years old. So my whole childhood, from 4 years on, he was the only person in the family that everyone got along with. We'd all fight, but nobody fought with Chippy. And we had a nice family, a very united family, but still, families. And I just made the connection. That this mother and this child, they love each other, maybe not with the sophistication and the intelligence that I have, that humans have, but they love their life, and they have deep affection for each other, and they feel pain like the rest of us. And I'm eating it. I became so affected that I started to cry. And my poor host, he didn't know what was happening. He said, Mr. Richard, is there something wrong? And I stood up, pushed my seat back, and said, I'm feeling sick, I have to go. And I walked a couple steps, and the cow moved her head over and licked my hand. And I petted the cow, and then the little calf started bouncing its nose off me and looking at me and playing with me. And I left. I'm walking down the street with this connection. I didn't know where I was going. And suddenly, I walked right into two people that I traveled with in the Middle East. And I saw them in Kabul, Afghanistan. And they knew me, that I never had a place to stay. So they said, would you like to stay with us? I said, sure. And they took me to the roof of an old hotel. And we slept on the roof on these little pieces of ropes wrapped around some wood that were called beds. And that night, I'm not going to go into the details, but I had many dreams about that cow and calf. And it was on that night that I decided that I will not meet again.